You're listening to Fee's podcast.
Hello everyone, my name is Marl Monte Alegre Tuller, the president of FEES organization, together with me.
Hi everyone, my name is Shanmae Librea, the Press Information Officer of FEES organization, and we welcome you to the first ever episode of FEES podcast.
So for our pilot episode, we will talk about the purpose of FEES podcast. More so, 13 days ago, we posted a teaser trailer question asking about the shared experience of former and current student of URSP Lilia.
I think I speak for everyone that this is quite an exciting project, for it is the newest project. The FEES organization seriously maximizes its power by engaging a wider audience, in which it utilizes podcasts as a medium to educate, motivate, and entertain. This kind of project is a unique way of establishing long-term connections with everybody, since every episode is all about them. What a genius idea! Congratulations, FEES!
And yeah, together with our co-officers and our advisor, Dean Julieta Fulgado, we came up with a project that will surely benefit everyone in the campus. So the FEES organization aims to produce monthly episode of podcasts and hopefully pass it to the next generation of future English educators.
I know all of you already have a background about what a podcast is. As far as I know, this will be the very first official podcast project that URSP will have. And I'm so glad that the FEES organization started it. And today, it marks history in the URSP. It's such an honor to be part of it. And for your information, the organization really feel pressured somewhat for having this project, because we all know that this will come with great responsibility for us. Anyway, before we go further, let me give you a short description of our project that is stated on our project proposal. For now, let's talk about the objectives of this podcast. This podcast series is designed to help future English educators as they navigate their life and journey as beginning teachers. This program, with the help of renowned guests, who will share exclusive tips, learnings, and experiences about specific issues and happenings in the academe, will surely spark inspiration and motivation in its listeners. This student-led project seeks to shape the students' minds on what is in store for them in their profession, focusing on the content and pedagogical knowledge the guest will impart. On each episode, we'll give the students more ideas on how to apply them in the day-to-day life of a beginning teacher.
So the main goals of FEES Talks podcast series is to enhance and nurture the future teachers in terms of what they should know about the field, all while building camaraderie with the alumni of the university with its current students. So this project seeks to build a community of educators who are willing to impart essential knowledge about the core principles of teaching. From the power that's vested in me, my co-officers and advisor, let me welcome you, our dear listener, Red Hawks. Welcome to FEES Podcast.
FEES Production
You're
presents.
listening to Face Podcast.
Mic check. Mic check.
Welcome to FEES
You're
Talks.
listening to Fee's podcast.
Miss Shanmae, can I ask you a somewhat personal question?
That's quite intriguing, Marl. Okay, I will let you ask me this time. Bring it on.
Yeah, so from the past 2 years of studying Bachelor of Secondary, major in English on 2 years. So what's your life and experiences in your SP Lilia?
Marl, I'm not gonna lie here. I'm gonna say that the day that I first studied in the URSP was the day that I know that my life will go through a lot of sacrifices. I came to the point where I had a breakdown that was during my first year. I remember it all too well. Being a college student is far from being a high school student, because spoon feeding is not imposed and professors do not subscribe to it, and we all know that. So I have to learn to change my old self, such that I learn to be an independent learner, a multitasker, and of course, a good time manager. So there's no reason for me to say that I cannot do things that are new to me, because all things can be learned, especially nowadays when we have easy access to information. So my life now as a college student is all about sacrifices, since I have a dream and I choose to study. So I have to protect the dream and I have to sacrifice, and that's what URSP taught me to do. No wonder why our school is the producer of competent graduates. And speaking of friends, this will be a tip. Choose your circle wisely, you know what I mean. So far, I'm grateful that I have these kinds of friends who are also my classmates, who really helped me a lot in the academics and amuse me with their humor, which they somehow lighten the burdens of being pressured in the study. They are one of the reasons why being a college student is fun and exciting. It is fun learning with them. Okay, this time, I will turn the question back to you. So how about you, Marl?
Oh my god, I think I'm being shy not to share my experiences because I think you already shared my experiences too. So my life as a college student, a typical college student, where our life is like on a roller coaster. Yeah, we go up and down under of certain circumstances. We are under of challenges and obstacle, but in the end of those challenges and those circumstances, there's a smile in our faces, right? And I think the highlight of my college student right now, it was on November 30, 2021. Malapit na mag 1 year, and that is when we have the opportunity to get together for the first time with my classmate, and that is when we record a film. Yeah, we record a film, and I think that is one of the most memorable experiences my life in URSP Lilia, where we are on a virtual, right? Yeah, and I think that is one of the best experience that I have experienced right now.
And just like what Marl said a while ago, 13 days ago, we posted a teaser trailer question about how's your life at URSP Lilia. And now, let's read some of the responses coming from the alumni and URS students.
So we selected 2 responses from the Google form. So we selected a former and a student right now. So let's read first the former student of URSP Lilia, coming from the BSA English. She is the president of SEFs on the year 2018-2019, and she is Miss Shanmae Jaime. So this is her response. Okay, let me read it. She said that I was a former officer also of FEES back in college, but one of the best experience that I had is when Society of English Proficient Student or SEPS and FEES collaborated for a joint project in the year 2018. So it was a characters parade where all of English major students and the whole student of COE attended. So I was the president of SEPS that time, and my best friend was the president of FEES. So we came up with a great idea, and it was very a successful event. And she said that thank you COE, most especially thank you to all of the English.
Oh wow, best friends goal. FEES and SEPS made a joint history, now we know. And for your information, I am an officer of both organizations. So it amazes me right now knowing that the 2 English organizations joined together and came up with a character parade. I guess in character parade, all have to dress as their favorite storybooks characters.
Yeah, you're right.
Wow, super nice. I guess all co-ed students and English major had fun during that event in 2018. What a memorable experience. And Marl, if we have that kind of activity, what character would you like to portray or imitate, and why?
Actually, my favorite character was Tinkerbell. And I think if we have the opportunity to have a character parade, there will be a man version of Tinkerbell.
Wow.
How about you, Miss Shanmae? What is your character that you will be portraying?
I guess Hermione Granger from my favorite book, Harry Potter.
Yeah, and I think that will also suit you, okay, di ba?
I don't think so. We'll see. Okay, next we have a response coming from Mr. King Mangilit of BSc English 3B. He said, I love it here, as cliche as it may seem. The in-person atmosphere, the interaction, something I have been longing for during the whole pandemic. I look forward to many more memories with my friends, professors, and students here in URSP. Long live FEES!
Yeah, so actually Mr. King Mangilit is my classmate and also one of the best friend that I know. And I can really see in his eyes that he really enjoyed the in-person class. So, Miss Shanmae, what do you feel about in-person classes? So, how was your experience so far?
Honestly, when I knew that the school was allowed to hold face-to-face classes, I was over the moon. Yeah, I was so excited about it. But at the same time, I was scared because I already knew that I had to go through a lot of adjustments from being an online class learner, shifting to a face-to-face learner real quick. And we all went to it. The experiences are different. Needless to say, I am happy about the transition since we are now going back to normal and finally heading back to a classroom. I'm not going to lie that online or distance learning is somehow not an effective way for me to learn. Yes, though it is convenient for it is money-wise since you don't have to spend money for transportation, and it is safe because you just have to stay at home, study at home while there is a COVID outbreak. What makes it ineffective for me is my intermittent internet connection. I cannot catch up, sometimes during discussions or if there is any announcements because of my internet connection and the technical glitches. And additionally, an online class is not that interactive since all of the activities must be done online, and my routine back then was I wake up, head on over to my laptop, attend asynchronous classes, do my schoolwork, and then go back to sleep. Whereas if I am in a face-to-face class, I can say that I can bring out the best in me, maybe because it is more collaborative and I can feel the pressure from the people around, which leads me to learn better. And it's nice to see friends and classmates in the campus whom I can hang out with and who can be my study buddies. And of course, it is such a breath of fresh air when I see the beautiful green scenery of the school after I get tired from walking in the long pathway along the Koy building. Well, you can really blame me for saying that I love face-to-face classes because I became a college freshman during the pandemic. And how about you, Mr. Marl?
To be honest, I really love the in-person class except for the mahal na pamasahe, di ba? So, I love the in-person class because I have this personal aspect, like what have you said, you bring out the best in you, right? So I have this personal aspect that I can express myself truly, I can express myself freely in the in-person class. And I think I exist in in-person class compared to the virtual class. And also, in in-person class, we have the opportunity to bond together with your classmate, right? You have the opportunity to bond physically with your friends in campus. It's like bumabawi kami sa mga taon na nasayang in the past 2 years. Yeah, di ba? So, yeah. I love in-person class except for the pamasahe nga lang.
What a great talk we had. Sadly, I think our time is up. I guess that concludes our pilot episode. Marl, do you have any announcements since the English Month celebration is coming?
Before we end our pilot episode, I just want to thank Miss Shanmae Librea, our podcaster, for our pilot episode, together with our Vice President of FEES organization, Miss Lian Simon Ariscayo, who is recording our pilot episode right now. Before we officially end this podcast, the FEES organization will be having an English Month celebration edition with the theme Revisiting the Past, Exploring the Present, and Anticipating the Future Through Reading and Literature. Together with our co-officer and advisor, we prepared a lot of activities that the URSP student, the English major student, will enjoy and benefit with these activities. And to formally end our pilot episode, again, my name is Marl Monte Alegre Tuller, the president of FEAS organization.
And I am Shanmae Librea, the Press Information Officer of FEAS organization.
Thank you so much, URSP student. Thank you so much, Red Hawks. Again, thank you for listening to our pilot episode. See you on the next episode of
FEAS Podcast.